What up, unicorns? Eric Abram here, and welcome to another video. So this video that you're about to see is the video that I did with Serena. Serena is actually a new UX designer. She just got out of a boot camp, and she wanted some feedback on her portfolio. And so that's what I did for her. So what you're about to see is me giving her design feedback on her portfolio. She actually presents her work, and we just go through that whole thing. And so I'm not gonna play the full video because the full video is pretty long and lengthy. So I edited it down to a manageable, watch length for you guys. So if you want to see the full video, go to my Patreon. You can catch the full video there. That's patreon.com/uglyunicorns. You can go get that. And let's get into it. If you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And do one more thing for me. Share the video. I know a lot of people will get some value out of this. So just make sure you share that video. And so let's get into it.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, I'm so sorry about my technical difficulties. Internet must not be working well.
It's all good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Besides that,
Yeah.
Well, thanks for meeting with me.
Yeah, no problem.
So just gonna get right into it. I recently finished a boot camp, and I was mainly looking to get like an outside point of view on what I did. Well, one of the main projects I did for the class.
Yeah.
And that's not like my teachers who are trying to like hype me up, But yeah, and then I have like a few more questions about like what I could add to it, or what would be a hiring manager's opinion, or what would they like to see, things like that.
Do you want to show me your portfolio real quick?
Yes. Would you like a link, or I can share my screen?
Just share your screen with me. It's fine.
I don't know if you want to see like the homepage, which is really, really basic.
Just sort of walk me through what you have here.
Okay, so this is my case study, which is like a social app meant to like decrease loneliness by connecting millennials to other people who have the same interests, similar to like Meetup, and kind of like a sentence explaining of what it is, and overview of like the tools I use, and I made it for iOS. And then I just talk about the problem space and why I kind of chose loneliness, and then kind of highlight the main fact to support like my project. And I went deeper into like why I chose millennials is because millennials are more lonely than older generations. And then how might we kind of broad. Yeah. And then my process is human-centered design, and I kind of broke down like each steps that I did in my design process. And then I go on to like my interviews, criteria of who I interviewed, and the type of questions I asked them. And then this is just a screenshot of a Figma board of me dividing their answers into different categories. Okay. And then from there, I pulled it into these main insights. These are the main insights that had the most answers in common and themes. Okay. And then I chose to highlight community and online. I go into my persona and user experience map. And then
how many personas did you have? Just the one?
Just the one. Interesting.
So you don't have like two personas. It's just like I mean, that's fine, I guess. Usually you have like more than one persona, usually, because your audience might be sort of big, unless you're just only targeting 20-year-old millennials, because there are 40-year-old millennials out there as well.
Yeah.
So I would maybe look at a spectrum, because not all millennials are going to share the same woe, right? Because I'm a millennial, but I'm 30 plus, right? Also millennials are 40, but they're not going to have the same issues as a 20-year-old millennial. So maybe just look into maybe two types of personas, so you can kind of capture some of the problem spaces there, because they might have something in common there.
So that's the persona that I have, and the user experience map of like walking through of like, and so that's pretty much it. Kind of long. And I've already noticed some things that I want to change immediately after going through with you. So
yeah, you got a bunch of stuff in here. not say if it's good or bad, but some stuff might be you can probably consolidate. So if you go down to just one thing like your branding and stuff, when you talk about colors, you want to make sure that your colors are ADA compliant and you test those colors like the light neutral color, like that's invisible. I cannot see that.
Really?
So yeah, it's
Mm.
it's tough. In the very light blue, that's going to be invisible to most people as well. So just make sure you test your colors and make sure they're ADA compliant. You want to make sure that you're at least a double A plus, a double A or a double A plus. Sometimes triple A is hard to reach, just pretty much black on white. So there's a resource out there I can send you for that. Events filter. What does the X icon do?
The X icon?
Yeah, what's that?
A good question. I need to open up my.
Open a prototype up. Yeah, interest a chip as well as film and photography and.
Yes.
That they both look selected.
I see. So film photography and basketball are selected, and this gaming one isn't selected. This is supposed to be like a button that they would press to add more. That's what the plus is. Yeah.
Okay. So they just kind of both look selected because one has a check mark next to it, and then it's like kind of outlined and as well, and it has this orange background, but this other one looks full. Looks like that's already selected. So is there a way that you can make these look, the ones that are not selected, make them look unselected?
Okay.
So if you're gonna go with the whole chip thing, even the gaming one, make that a chip, but it's grayed. It's grayed out, right? So just make the same chip as you have a basketball. Just make it grayed out. Just the way it just kind of looks selected. Okay, cool.
Do you want to see the filter page or just keep going?
Let me look at the filter page. What is it doing?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So for this filter page, you probably don't need the bottom navigation. You can probably get rid of that. Then you can probably move down the update button or make it a sticky button at the very bottom. So if you do have more filters, they can just scroll through and that button's always going to be there.
Make what a sticky button? Can you repeat that?
So so instead of having the bottom navigation with the home, my events and groups and chat, like you can just remove that and just take that update button and move it down closer towards the bottom so it's accessible for people with thumbs. And the interactions you could probably use is if you had more items on this filter page, look at Trivago and their filter app. Yeah, Trivago, the app. See how their interaction goes with their filter. It's like a full page filter and the bottom button is sticky, meaning that it stays in one place, kind of like your navigation is. And as you scroll through that page, that update button is always there. So after you make your selections, anywhere you're on the page, you can just make that selection. Cool. So what is that X icon for?
Let's see. Oh, it brings back to the total list of events.
So, I'm going to say.
Not necessary, or it's confusing because I have the X and the back button.
You got two buttons to do the exact same thing. So remove the X button. Get rid of that. Your profile image and your back button are not lined up, so just make sure that's lined up. And does it even need to be there? Think about that too. Button? Do you need the profile image on the filter page? Is that necessary? So whatever actions you want your users to do, make that intentional. Like, if my user comes to this filter page, what do I want them to do? Focus on filtering. I don't need them to click on their profile image. I don't need them to click on groups, homes, or chat. I need them highly focused. So therefore, remove the items that you deem that are not going to be useful for filtering. Cool. I know we're at time.
Great.
Hope you learned something today.
I did. Yeah. No, I wanted some honest opinions on what I can change and stuff because I felt like teachers were kind of too nice.
I was also in the boot camp too, so they are too nice. They're not really that honest with you. So I'm here to bring that honesty for you. So
Great. Thank you.
Cool. No
Okay.
problem.
Hope you have a good evening.
All right, you too. Take care.
You too.